Story 1. Okra is unpleasant and I do not believe people actually like it. Story 2. Ketchup was fun when I was a kid, but we parted ways at one point. Story 3. Anything cherry flavored. Huge fan of the fruit, but anything flavored as cherry tastes like cough syrup. Story 4. Not everyone likes this, but cilantro, bleg, which is unfortunate because I'm Vietnamese. Story 5. Scallops. I just can't enjoy them. I will eat anything. I love raw oysters, but scallops I just don't understand. People love them like they are a treat. They make me wonder why I am being punished. Story 6. Mustard. I have progressively warmed up to most foods I used to dislike, but the appeal of that still escapes me. Story 7. Anything barbecue flavor paired with pickles. I like barbecue, I like pickles, but I have never liked the pairing of the two and I do not understand why it is a thing. Story 8. I want to like tomatoes so much. Those sandwiches people make with mozzarella and heirloom tomatoes always look very good. But tomatoes just taste like wet dirt and vomit to me. Story 9. Candy cinnamon is not real cinnamon, which I enjoy in certain dishes, like hard candy cinnamon or big red gum. I hate that flavor. Story 10. Chocolate. I hate anything chocolate flavored except for real chocolate like chocolate bars. Even then, I have to be in a very specific mood to want to eat chocolate. Story 11. Truffle. Anything with that smell or taste is a hard pass for me. My wife loves truffle fries, but I cannot stand the smell. Story 12. Mezcal or scotch. I just can't get with the smoky flavor of either. It tastes like the monkey cages at the zoo smell. I love smoked meats, though. Story 13. Basically all condiments. I hate ketchup, mustard, mayonnaise, and all salad dressings except Italian. Story 14. Coffee. I get a lot of criticism for not liking it. I cannot stand the taste or the smell. I also work in a lot of garages and constantly get asked if I want a coffee. When I ask for tea, the teasing starts. Story 15. I am really not into sweet things such as chocolate, candy, and cookies. Give me a nice curry or Italian dish instead. Story 16. Avocado toast. I just do not get it. I have tried it, and it tastes like avocado on bread. I like them both independently, but together, I did not get the memo on why I am supposed to like it so much. Story 17. Chocolate, and the higher the cocoa content, the more it really annoys me. Story 18. American barbecue or anything grilled that has that distinctive grilled flavor. Story 19. Mint chocolate chip. It is like eating chocolate chips out of a mouthwash bottle. Story 20. Raw tomatoes are genuinely the most disgusting texture nightmare food to ever exist in my eyes. I see so many people make a delicious-looking sandwich or burger and then instantly ruin it by adding a tomato. Story 21. Garlic. I do not necessarily hate the flavor, but I am intolerant to it. Since it is in almost everything, my stomach is always upset, and it has made me very bitter towards it. Story 22. Truffles, man. Are you seriously going to ruin perfectly good French fries with that earthy oil? Story 23. Mexican food has a strong smell, and I find it difficult to enjoy. Story 24. Chocolate. Once in a very great while, I might have a piece, but it has to be the dark, bitter type. I can't take hazelnut either. The taste of it is a total turn-off, and the smell of hazelnut coffee makes me queasy. I love cinnamon, nutmeg, and clove in pumpkin pie, but don't come near me with pumpkin spice. Tastes fake to me. Story 25. Sweet chili sauce and sweet and sour sauce. Something about the look, taste, and texture of sweet chili sauce just makes me so uncomfortable. Story 26. Peanut butter. I can tolerate it in recipes, but just the straight-up flavor or smell makes me nauseous. Story 27. Chocolate. Everyone raves about it, but to me, it tastes like a waxy disappointment. I will take a good fruit flavor over it any day. Story 28. The two obvious ones are coconut and coriander. It is not coriander's fault, exactly, merely that I have that gene that makes it taste like soap. Coconut's problem is not its flavor, but the texture. I like every part of coconut except the actual fruit, which is so revolting to me that it is difficult to swallow without vomiting. Story 29. I like bacon, but it does not need to be on everything. It is a bit overrated. Story 30. I like grapes, but I do not like grape-flavored things. Grape-flavored things seem to be very popular. Story 31. Everybody I know loves green beans. I can't stand them. They are actually disgusting. Story 32. Eggs. I hate eggs. They taste anywhere from nothing to milk that has gone sour. The texture is dreadful, they smell unpleasant, and they are difficult to cook properly. I like egg-based products like mayonnaise, but how anyone can eat unfertilized chicken embryos is beyond me. Story 33. Sushi. I like everything individually, but put it together and I'm out. Story 34. Poutine. The first few mouthfuls are decent. Then it becomes a sloppy mess of uniform garbage. Story 35. Mountain Dew tastes like sugary heartburn to me. I do love an ice-cold Pepsi or Sprite Zero though. Story 36. Sweet or creamy salad dressings. Only Italian dressing of the excessively vinegary variety, such as Ken's Italian and similar types, please. Story 37. Sour apple. I was so glad when Skittles brought back the lime flavor. Story 38. Cauliflower, cabbage, and Brussels sprouts. Nature's turds according to Zayfrank. Story 39. Coconut, I absolutely hate it. Beef, I dislike it. Chicken, I do not like it. Pork, I am not fond of it. Story 40. Pumpkin spice, Cool Ranch, sour cream and onion, mayonnaise. I am sure there are more. Story 41. Bacon. Really, why? Either chewy and greasy or crispy burnt and still greasy. Give me any other cured meat and I will be happy. Story 42. Sushi as a whole. Just the stench of refrigerated fish typical of most sushi restaurants makes me nauseous. Also, is every option a combination of 3 kinds of fish, rice, and soy sauce or wasabi? How people can eat 20 pieces of that is a mystery to me. Raw fish is okay if it is tuna, swordfish, or salmon carpaccio with olive oil. Anything else, no thank you. Story 43. Orange, tangerine, grapefruit. I can handle lemons and limes, but that is it for the citrus for me. Story 44. Cherry-flavored anything. Pumpkin spice, vanilla, sauerkraut. Story 45. Truffle. Especially artificial truffle on items like chips, fries, costing a fortune for no good reason. Story 46. Salt and chocolate together, or salted caramel in anything. Story 47. I can eat a banana with no issues, but if you put a banana in a dessert, absolutely not. Story 48. I can't stand ginger. It is inedible for me, yet now it is so fashionable and everyone seems to like it. Story 49. Everything that is pistachio, such as ice cream, yogurt, and others. Story 50. Anything sour. I was trying to finish some fruit the other day that friends left at our house and was eating some strawberries. It was torture. My whole face hurt afterward from making the sour face. My wife and children said they were sweet, but they all like sour food. Story 51. I love chocolate. I love peanut butter. I do not like Reese's or anything mixing the two. Story 52. Everything truffle is really unpleasant to me. It smells like burnt garlic burps. Come to think of it, I do not like garlic either. Story 53. Ramen is just noodles in a warm, watery, salty boiled mess. I can't. Story 54. Anything dusted with orange cheese, real or fake. I'm fine with Cool Ranch Doritos. I just cannot abide the regular ones or anything with an orange-red dusting of cheesy-tasting powder. Story 55. Cilantro cannot be tolerated. If there is even a pinch of it, it is all I can taste. It overwhelms everything else. Am I alone? Coconut is on my list too, but it is more about the texture, I think. Story 56. I get a lot of criticism for this, but I simply do not like pasta as a whole. It feels like eating rubber to me, and I genuinely do not understand what people like about it. Story 57. Dubai chocolate, also known as pistachio chocolate, is a trendy item. However, when I tasted it, I found the flavor mild and dull. It is overhyped. Story 58. Avocado and I want to like it, but it makes me want to vomit. Story 59. Sushi. I have tried it about 20 times, and it is just not for me. Story 60. Cauliflower, cooked carrots, and sweet potatoes. I also dislike cinnamon in a non-sweet context or even in some sweet dishes. Story 61. Tomato sauce. I cannot understand how some people put it on everything. I know it's nice when used in moderation with some chips, fries, or finger food. But some people use it to drown their burgers, grilled meats, stir-fries, rice dishes, and more, and it boggles my mind. Especially when you're using quality ingredients to make the dish. You won't be tasting any of it. I distinctly remember one time when I counted a man putting 18 dollops of tomato sauce onto his burger at McDonald's. What's the point of choosing beef, chicken, fish, or hamburger? It's all going to taste like a vat of tomato sauce. Might as well eat a patty of cooked flour. It wouldn't taste all that different. Another memory that comes to mind was a company dinner at a fancy steakhouse. We ordered an aged tomahawk cut, which the chef served with chimichurri. But one colleague asked for tomato sauce. We tried to tell him to give the chef's pairing a chance, but he insisted tomato sauce is superior. The server brought one helping of tomato sauce, to which he said it wasn't enough. He asked for 2 more. We could literally see the server rolling her eyes and felt so embarrassed. The colleague went on to put the 3 small dishes of tomato sauce onto his medium-rare steak. We just shook our heads. That was literally blasphemy. The same thing goes for chili sauce. Story 62. Seafood. Just the smell is enough to make me dry heave. Story 63. Coffee. I'll make it sometimes so weak that an eyebrow pencil in warm water would be stronger. Story 64. I hate pumpkin pie and peanut butter or any nut butter by itself. Story 65. Cheese is acceptable as an addition in small amounts, such as on burgers or pizza, but cheese by itself is unappealing. Story 66. Lemon or lime on savory or salty foods. I love lemon and lime candy or drinks, but I do not like squeezing lime or lemons on salmon or other fish. I also do not like lemon or lime-flavored chips. Story 67. Mustard, pickles, anything with even a minute amount of horseradish in it. Partner says avocados, bananas, sweet potato. Story 68. Cinnamon. It is strange because I like the smell, but it tastes terrible to me. I dislike it so much that I can taste even the smallest amount in anything. Story 69. Olives and mushrooms. I cannot stand either of them, but others love them. Story 70. Avocado. I really only like it if it is on something, but by itself I cannot stand the flavor or texture. Story 71. Chocolate. Don't get me wrong. I love the smell of chocolate brownies. They smell amazing, but eating chocolate makes me throw up. I have tried repeatedly to eat it and enjoy it. I just cannot. I get sick every time. Story 72. The scent of vanilla soaps, candles, shampoos, and perfumes. Story 73. Just thought of blue cheese salad dressing makes me queasy. I cannot get past the moldy element. It happens to be the only dressing my husband eats. Story 74. I strongly prefer yellow candy to be lemon instead of banana. Story 75. Orange creamsicle or dreamsicle or whatever it is called. Story 76. Matcha tastes like grass. Coconut tastes like plastic flavor. Coconut water tastes like you are not the first person to drink it. Story 77. Watermelon. Everyone I know loves it, but something about the aftertaste just does not agree with me. Story 78. Hidden Valley Ranch. I just do not know what it is about the bottled ranch they make, but it is not my cup of tea, and I absolutely adore ranch. Story 79. Garlic just does not work for me. A little is okay, but some cooks really overdo it. I know I am in the minority. Story 80. Feta cheese and pickles with emphasis on the feta. If it has feta, I won't even touch it. Story 81. Nerds. Nerd gummies. Nerd clusters. Nerd rope. I do not like nerds. My mouth tells me they are not safe to eat even though I know they are. Story 82. Peach or apricot. artificial or natural. I tolerate peach tea if I have no other options, but without enthusiasm. Story 83. Steak. I have tried, I really did. From well done to medium rare. Everything. I just cannot do it. The texture simply does not appeal to me. Story 84. Salted caramel. I mean, it is just caramel, isn't it? However, it has appeared in many foods over the past 5 years or so. Story 85. Peppermint. I can barely stand that. No idea why it is apparently universally liked. Story 86. Coconut. I do not like the texture or the taste. I am not a fan. Story 87. Mango. I personally dislike the taste and texture of mango. Artificial mango flavor is even worse. Story 88. I absolutely hate the smell and taste of ramen noodles. They are just gross, and I feel like I am gonna vomit when my husband eats them. Story 89. Cherry-flavored items taste like cough syrup. Fresh cherries are wonderful, though. Story 90. Artificial banana. They used to use it as a flavoring for children's medication, and I hated it so much. Those little banana-flavored marshmallows are unpleasant too. Story 91. Lavender. If it isn't food, it just tastes like eating soap. Story 92. I love green tea but dislike all other green tea-flavored products. Story 93. Chipotle is like some peppers that got mixed up in a fire and rebranded themselves instead of heading to a landfill. Story 94. Any type of melon. I really don't understand what is so special about watermelon or cantaloupe or any other kind. It is not appealing. Story 95. In this text, the most common flavors people dislike are discussed. Someone mentioned that they hate chicken. Story 96. Avocado and guacamole. Don't despise it. I wouldn't like to pick it off something that came with it included, but I would never request it and would avoid eating it if possible. Story 97. I am not a big sweets person. I can pass on chocolate, baked goods, candy, ice cream, and so on. Give me olives, sopressata, and marinated artichoke hearts, and I will be yours forever. Story 98. Anything birthday cake flavored tastes overly sweet. Story 99. Peanut and banana. I like fresh yellow bananas and fresh or roasted peanuts each on its own. But add them to a dish and I am out. Story 100. Red velvet is extremely overrated in my opinion. It is okay, but I do not see the hype. Story 101. Fish in general. It does not matter whether it is deep fried with chips, sushi, or anything in between. I am not a fan of seafood in almost all forms. Story 102. Strawberry, yuck. Apparently, I am the only person in America who hates strawberries. Growing up, every birthday or celebratory cake had strawberry filling. I used to eat around it. Chocolate is my favorite fruit. Story 103. Cherries, fresh real cherries. Many people dislike artificial cherry flavor, but I am the only person I know who dislikes the actual fruit. Story 104. Hazelnut anything. Nutella is just a dirty trick. Story 105. I dislike the taste and texture of bamboo. However, I enjoy eating almost everything else. Story 106. Cheeseburger where the buns are replaced with glazed donuts. Story 107. I never understood the hype around truffle oil. It smells like gasoline to me. Story 108. I'm a picky eater. I was brought up eating chips every day except Sunday, when we would have mashed potatoes, chicken, and Yorkshire pudding. I do not like any kind of sauce, but I like gravy. I would say I like almost everything. I do not like pizza, cheese, or vegetables, although I can eat carrots because they have no taste when cooked. For drinks, I only like tea, water, and Diet Cola. Story 109. I do not understand the hype around avocados. They feel bland and mushy to me. Story 110. Pineapple on pizza does not appeal to me, no matter how much people love it. Story 111. I dislike strawberries. Several girls who love strawberries have started a debate about how I can dislike such a perfect flavor. It is not personal. I just do not like them. Please stop insisting that I try them because I will like them. Story 112. I do not like lime on food, as you might see in a Hispanic restaurant, and I never understood putting lemon on fish. I will take lemons and limes in drinks. Story 113. Many things. Onions, garlic, liver, pepper, coffee, spicy food. Story 114. Alcohol in general. Wine, beer, vodka, whiskey, breezers, you name it, I don't like it. I've tried enough alcoholic beverages to decide I just don't like anything with alcohol, and I'm tired of people trying to pressure me into trying whatever it is they like. The only exception is some recipes from my mom that use wine or something similar, but cook off all the alcohol. Story 115. I would say, but then the coordinated deceptive promotion from that specific country would result in me being permanently banned. Story 116. The green paper used in sushi is unpleasant. Story 117. Tagine. I'm not sorry. Watermelon, mango, and other fruits do not taste better with tagine on them. They are perfect as they are. Story 118. Banana. The fruit itself is great. The artificial plastic flavor should be criminal. Story 119. Cherry flavor. Also watermelons and any melons, the actual fruits. I like watermelon flavor and corn. Story 120. Not a fan of Ben and Jerry's ice cream. Too much cream in it. Too many artificial ingredients. Thanks a bunch for sticking around till the end of the video. Remember to subscribe, and until next time, stay awesome and goodbye.